There's a little barbershop tucked away on Lavandouette Street. From the outside, it doesn't look like much. No flashy signs, no blinking lights, not even a price list hanging at the front. Just a handwritten sign that says, "Free haircuts for the homeless every Sunday." That's it. Simple, but heartwarming in a way that words can't quite explain. The shop belongs to a man named Guyen Van Look, 38 years old. He's got a gentle face, a modest build, and a pair of hands that move through hair like they were born to do so. Around town, people know him as Look the Barber, but to many of the city's homeless, he's more than just a guy with scissors. He's a warm shelter, a caring friend, and someone who reminds them they still matter. It all started with a small question, but one that hit deep. One afternoon, a young boy stood outside Luke's barbershop, hesitating. He kept sneaking glances inside until finally, in a shy voice, he asked, "Mister, if I don't have any money, can I still get a haircut?" Luck froze. That question echoed in his mind like a quiet storm. He looked at the boy and smiled. "Come in, kid. No need for money." The boy stepped inside nervously. His hair was tangled, his body thin. Luke spent nearly 40 minutes cutting, combing, comforting. And when it was done, the boy looked in the mirror and beamed. A smile so bright, Luck felt his eyes fill with tears. That night, Luck couldn't sleep. He kept thinking, how many people out there just need a simple haircut to have a better chance? From that moment on, his shop opened every Sunday, not to make money, but to give back. At first, only a few people showed up. An old man with silver hair, a mother carrying her child, a young man with downcast eyes. But soon, word spread. Among the homeless, they whispered, "There's a barber named Luke who gives free cuts every Sunday. He's kind." People started showing up, not just for a trim, but for a kind word, to hear someone say their name, to be reminded they exist. Luck said some people would stay after their haircut, not wanting to leave. They'd say no one's asked them how they're doing in months. No one's called them sir or ma'am in years. That little shop started becoming something more than a place to cut hair. It became a place to feel seen, to feel human again. Each haircut comes with a story. There's Miss Land, once a factory worker, now jobless, her husband long gone. She wandered the streets under a bridge with her daughter. The day she came in, she said, "I just want my little girl to look neat, so maybe she can join a charity class." Luke cut both their hair. When he was done, the little girl looked at her mom and squealed, "Mommy, you look just like the ladies in the picture books." Land cried, not because of the haircut, but because it had been so long since someone called her beautiful. Then there's Mr. Ty, once a driver. An accident took his job and his family. He lived in silence near the bus station. After his first haircut, he returned a month later wearing a crisp white shirt. "I got a job as a parking lot guard. Thanks to this haircut." He shook Luke's hand and left a handmade paper rose on the counter. On its petals, it read, "Thank you for reminding me I still have value." And then there's little Hi, 10 years old, raised by his grandma who sells lottery tickets. When he came in for the first time, he asked, "Uncle, do you also comb hair?" Luke chuckled. "Of course, I'll comb it beautifully." When the haircut was done, Hi pulled out a tiny plastic comb from his pocket. "Uncle, you keep this. I don't have money, but this is new." That little comb still sits on Luck's mirror shelf. A small reminder that when giving is done from the heart, no repayment is needed. Not long after, Luke's story spread far beyond his shop. Other barbers in nearby districts started opening their shops on Sundays too. Young hairdressing students came to learn and volunteer. A group of doctors heard about it and began offering free health checkups at the shop. An elderly woman who sells sweet soup nearby would bring over a pot of green bean soup every Sunday. And one day, a small hotel owner came by and said, "I've got a few empty rooms. If anyone really needs a bed for a few nights, just send them over." All of it started with just one pair of scissors, and now it's become a community of kindness. Luke often tells the young volunteers, a haircut won't fix their lives, but it helps them look in the mirror and feel worthy, and sometimes that's enough to help them take the next step. Many of them walk into the shop with tired faces and lifeless eyes, but after a cut, a little chat, a quiet laugh, they're different. They hold their heads higher, they walk a bit prouder. In those moments, they're no longer just the homeless, They are Tai Lan Hui, people with names, with stories, with dignity. One rainy Sunday morning, Luke opened the shop like usual, but this time, something was different. Standing at the door were former clients, people who once sat in his chair. They stood proudly, wearing aprons, holding combs and scissors. "Today, we're cutting your hair." Luke was stunned. They pulled out chairs, cleaned mirrors, tied towels. They had become barbers themselves. Some opened small shops, some worked for salons, some still struggled but came back to give back. That morning, the sound of scissors filled the air, not from Luck's hands, but from hearts full of gratitude. And for the first time ever, Luck sat in the barber's chair. He closed his eyes and smiled. We may not change the whole world, but we can change someone's day with a pair of scissors, a kind greeting, a gentle touch. Every Sunday, that little barbershop still opens its doors, and with each gentle snip of the scissors, hearts are quietly being healed. Because kindness never goes out of style, and sometimes, in a fast-paced city, kindness is the most beautiful thing left. You've just heard the story of the Hair of Kindness Barbershop, part of our inspirational radio series. Thank you for listening. See you next Sunday, where a simple pair of scissors continues to change the world.